What is up, guys? Today we have the Betta SE Plus solar pool automatic skimmer here, and this is better than last year's model. So before we actually get into this review, I want to mention that I am not sponsored for this cleaner here. Basically, I pay for this with my own money. Yes, it's because I'm crazy and I'm crazy about pool cleaners. Yes, I actually love these. These are my hobby and I'll keep reviewing them as long as it helps. So let's jump into this review and I hope it helps. So the Betta SE Plus here is actually based off of last year's model, the Betta SE. Now, the Betta SE was actually a very good pool skimmer. I loved it. I did a review video on that, and I still use it to this day. But there were actually two downsides to that cleaner. First off, the Betta SE had an issue with steps. It would actually dock itself on the steps, basically because the water is more shallow on a step, and it would get stuck there. The second issue the Betta SE had was the fact that although it worked really well when there was sunlight, when there would be no sunlight, when you have cloudy weather for days, you basically can't use the cleaner. No sunlight means no power. So it meant that you could actually only use the Betta SE during the swim season when there was enough sunlight outside. Otherwise, you couldn't charge it, you couldn't use it. Now, we fast forward to 2024 now, and we have this right here, the Betta SE Plus version, and this is actually great. It fixes those two issues. Right off the bat, I'll tell you, it now has shallow water safeguard. Basically, it's a system designed in this Betta here where it'll actually avoid the steps and it won't get stuck, so that's awesome. Second, although you still can actually use the sun to power this, to charge this, you now have a second charging option. Yes, right here is an adapter that you can actually plug into this actual cleaner and charge it through the wall. Yes, you can actually charge this now without the need for sunlight. That's actually totally awesome. What that does is basically, instead of being able to only use like the SE for just 3 to 5 months out of the year, you can actually now use this all year long. So that's actually really great. Now, it's not to say that the Betta SE version is a bad skimmer. It's still a really great cleaner, but it only works off of solar power. But to be honest, that one is actually a better choice if you actually close your pool. If you're only going to use your Betta for 3 to 5 months at a time during swim season, then go for the Betta SE. The difference in price is only about $30 to $50, but you'll save a little bit of money because you won't actually use the actual skimmer during the off season anyways. But on the other hand, if you keep your pool open all year long like I do, the SE Plus version here is actually definitely worth the money. You'll be able to use this not just during swim season, but during the fall and winter months, basically all year long. Definitely worth the money here. So what actually makes this Betta SE Plus here a great cleaner? Well, first you actually have to understand what this actually is. This is a device that you actually put in your pool and it floats on the surface of your pool. It doesn't actually sink down to the bottom of your floor. And what it does on the surface is it basically moves around and it captures all sorts of debris. Medium, small, large size debris, whether it be leaves, twigs, pollen, even dust and dirt on the top surface. It'll actually capture all that before it actually sinks down to the bottom of the pool. That's what this is designed to do. So it actually keeps your pool cleaner longer. Now, I have to be honest here. This right here is not a standalone cleaner. If you plan on getting this and expect it to clean 100% of your pool and keeping it crystal clear all year long, it's not going to do that. It's not designed for that. What it really is basically an extra additional tool to help you maintain your pool even better. What this SE Plus here will do is basically make it so that you will actually clean your pool less often. So there's less work, physical work for you to do, and you save a lot of time. It works amazing in that sense here. Now, this SE Plus here will only cover the surface of your pool. It doesn't do anything to the floors and the steps or the walls of your pool. You will still have to manually brush it or use a robotic pool cleaner to scrub the surface. And that's because water actually breeds bacteria. Just because you can't actually see the bacteria in your pool doesn't mean it's not there. Basically, that green algae that develops in your pool, that kind of sticky white filmy stuff in the pool, you still have to scrub that. Even with the Betta SE Plus in the pool, it doesn't actually scrub the bottom surfaces, so you will still have to do some brushing of some sort. So what I mean is this, basically I put a robotic pool cleaner in the pool to basically scrub the pool about once every other day. Now with this actual SE Plus right here, I don't have to do it nearly as often. I have the Betta SE Plus floating in the pool all the time, and I just put the robotic pool cleaner now instead of every other day. I put it in once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending on the season. It works amazingly well for that. There's much less work for me overall. Super convenient here. So let's talk about this Betta SE Plus here. What makes it so great? Well, first off, it actually looks like a cool little boat that actually moves around your pool to collect all that debris. That's cool. In terms of physical weight here, it only comes in at about 15 pounds, so it's pretty lightweight. Right over here, you have a nice little handle to grip onto. Now, over here, let me actually show you this here. You have these little bumpers right here, and these are what actually turn it in the pool. You have your sensors all around here to detect objects, and you have the little status LED indicators right here on the sides here, these little clear lenses here. Now, let me flip this around here and show you right here. These are your propellers back here. And anytime something gets stuck or the actual cleaner doesn't look like it's working, you want to actually check these propellers to make sure there's nothing stuck in it. Now, let me actually point these out right here. If you take a look on these four corners right here, there's these little bars right here. These are actually what they call anti-strand bars. You can actually raise this or lower it depending on the level of pool water in your pool. And it's designed so that you won't actually get stuck on steps of your pool. Yes, in addition to that shallow water safeguard system, you actually can adjust these bars right here to actually make it so that it won't get stuck on pools. So make sure you take a look at that. Now, let me turn this around here to show you that this is an easy access top loading debris basket right here. Let me open this up and show you. This right here is an extra large debris basket right here. Super easy to take out and to empty it out. Because of how big it is, you'll actually be emptying this out less often. So basically every 3 days or so, depending on how much debris you get. Put this right inside here, and I actually want to show you this here. Right here, I can actually show you the inside. This is your charging port. I'll pull this open and open this up right here. This right here is where you actually attach your charging adapter. This is the charging adapter here. What you want to do is you want to actually slide it underneath the actual inner handle, just like this. And you want to line it up to the actual port on the side right here, and just plug it in just like that. And then you can actually close the lid to charge it. So make sure you do that. And on the actual adapter is the indicator light as well. When it's red, it's charging. When it's green, it means it's fully charged. So keep that in mind. And finally, physically, you can see right here at the top of the cleaner is that solar panel. Basically, this is what it uses to absorb the sunlight to basically run itself. Now, built inside this Betta SE Plus is auto navigation. This means that when you actually turn it on, you can see right here, this is the on switch right here. It'll automatically start to clean your pool automatically. You don't have to do anything else. Also built inside this actual SE Plus is the fact that it has what they call SCT motors, salt chlorine tolerant motors. And that's actually very important because if you have a salt pool or if you use chlorine, which is basically 99.9999% of pool owners, you know that it's corrosive. Over time, chemicals will actually break down devices in your pool. So this being SCT tolerant or resistant means that it won't actually break down nearly as fast. So that's great. It'll last longer. Now, one of the coolest features about this actual cleaner is the fact that it comes with this right here, a physical remote control where you can actually control it to move around your pool. So you can actually take your Betta SE Plus fishing in your pool for debris, which is actually really nice. Means that if you have debris on the opposite side of the pool, you can actually target it and pick it up. Or if you're ready to take this out of the pool, instead of going all the way to the opposite end, you can just use the remote and get it to come to you. So this is actually a really nice feature here. Now, what is it about this Betta SE Plus here? What is it lacking? I've said a lot of good things about it. Well, the truth is, it actually works really well for what it's supposed to do. But one thing it does not have is the fact that there are no smart features with this. There's no Wi-Fi, there's no internet connection here, there's no online app. So if you're in the market for a cleaner of this sort with those smart features, this does not have it. This Betta, on the other hand, is the first one on the market with that extra charging option. Later on this year, I do expect other cleaners to actually release smart systems, smart features for this type of cleaner here. It's just that this one right here does not have that right now. So if you want smart features, being able to control it through an online app to get notifications, to turn it on and off, to get battery percentage, you won't have that on the SE Plus here. But to be honest, I have a ton of different types of cleaners that do its job really well, and I never even use those smart features. As long as a cleaner does its job, I'm very happy with it. I don't necessarily need smart features, and you might actually be the same. So I talked your ear off on this Betta SE Plus here. So let's actually put this in the pool, and I'll show you how well it works. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and turn this on. I'll just flip the switch right here. And you can actually see the lights, the LED light turn green. That means it's good to go. You can actually see the propellers right there spin. So let's just go ahead and toss it inside. No, don't do that. This was very expensive. Just place it in lightly inside the pool, and it'll go. And there you go, it's moving right now. Now, this is in automatic mode right now, so it's automatically moving and cleaning up debris on the pool. Now take note, it's actually sun setting right now, so there's actually no sun right now, but it's still moving because it's charged. It's because I charged it with the physical adapter. So let's just take a look at how this moves along the pool in automatic mode. So in automatic mode, it actually moves pretty nicely in the pool. It doesn't really get stuck on anything, and that's because it has those built-in sensors to get around objects, so that's awesome. Okay guys, so take note of the SE Plus in my pool here. It's going over to my tanning ledge area. That very corner right there, that has my very steep step. It's only about half a foot from the actual pool surface on the very edge. So you can see right here, the SE Plus actually goes over that very steep step, doesn't get stuck, and it's actually able to basically push itself or to guide itself with that kind of shallow water safeguard system out of that step right there, so it doesn't actually get stuck right there. That's actually pretty awesome. It does make it to the highest, steepest step, and it doesn't get stuck, so that's great. Here's another example of that shallow water safeguard system. This top step right here in this corner is actually the same height as before, very steep, and look at it. It hits the corner and it's actually turning around, guiding itself out of the actual steep step right here. It won't get stuck right there, so just watch it and it should be able to push itself free. It's moving around right now, so that's actually great, and look at it go. Looks like it's going to get off of that step right there, and there you go right there. So doesn't get stuck. Really cool feature that they upgraded here on the SE Plus. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and test out the remote control here. I'm going to push any button to stop it, and it should stop it. And look, it's slowing down right now, and it should just stop right there. So, unfortunately, right now, I don't have too much debris in my pool. So, I'm actually going to grab some debris and toss it into the pool. I'm actually very confident that the SE Plus will do a really great job, so I'm willing to toss debris into the pool. So, let me go grab some debris. Alright guys, so take a look right here. Look at all that different type of debris I have in my hand right here. Small, medium, large size leaves, pine needles, all sorts of things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and toss it into the pool, and I'll show you how this works. Now you can actually see there's actual debris on the surface of the pool here. So let's go ahead and use the plus here, and I'll show you how well it works. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and turn this on here. I'm going to actually push the right button, so it should turn the cleaner to the right. Look at it, it's actually moving the cleaner to the right here. Now I'm going to go forward to this debris right here. It's going to go forward. It's moving forward right there. Now I do want to mention that this remote isn't perfect. It's really cool that I'm able to control it, but there is a little bit of a delay when you're pushing the buttons here. So you will have to get used to using it. Now, as you can see, I'm not really the best driver when using this remote control, but it really is convenient to have when you're trying to capture debris on your own. But as you can see, the SE Plus really does pick up debris really well. You can move it all along the pool, but I basically use it in automatic mode, and it does just fine all by itself. Love it. Alright guys, so the Betta SE Plus is done now. I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the pool here. I'm just going to let the water drain out just like that, and pull it up right over here. So let's go ahead and open up this basket here, and I'll show you what's inside. Just take a look right there. All that debris that I actually tossed into the pool, it actually picked it up really well. Now, I didn't have too much time to just sit here and just go fishing for all the debris. There's still a little bit in the actual pool, but in general, it picked up all sorts of debris. Just take a look. The size of this is actually really big. These are pine needles, big pine needles, but you also have smaller debris like your small little leaves as well. And you can see at the bottom of this here, the finer, smaller debris as well. So here's a quick time lapse of the Betta SE Plus in the pool here. It's in automatic mode, skimming the surface of my pool, and it works really well. Take note here, on the top right corner and left corner of my pool is my tallest steps here, and the SE Plus here has no issue with it at all. That shallow water safeguard system keeps it from getting stuck on those tall steps, which is really awesome. It really does work. They really upgraded it here. Right here, I'm actually going to toss debris into the pool just like that, so you can actually see the SE Plus in action. Just take a look at it, go over the leaves here. I'm actually using the remote control right now to try to capture all that debris. So just watch me try to basically fish out all this debris here. And I want to point out, it picks up all sorts of debris, small, medium, large leaves, twigs, sand, dirt, dust, even hair in the pool. It'll actually pick it up really well. And you can see it's actually really easy to control. The remote control works really well in these sort of instances here, but I do want to mention the remote control is kind of wonky here. It takes a little bit of time to get used to, and there is a little bit of lag when using the remote control, but in automatic cleaning mode, it works perfectly fine. So you can see the Betta SE Plus here is actually a really great solar pool skimmer. It does a really great job at basically picking up all the debris on the top surface of the pool before it actually sinks down to the bottom. By doing so, you'll actually need to clean your pool less often. You will still need to actually clean your pool with some sort of brush, whether it be a manual brush or a robotic pool cleaner. But it really does lower the amount of time you spend doing it. Remember, this is not a standalone cleaner, but it works really great as an additional tool to maintain your pool. The fact is, Betta is the first one in 2024 to release a solar pool skimmer with the extra option of being able to charge it through an actual cord in the wall. So that's actually really great. Means that you no longer can only use this during swim season. You can charge it anytime you want and use it the next day. Overall, the Betta SE Plus here is actually very good. Definitely a really good choice in terms of a pool skimmer. Definitely one I recommend.
We hope this review helps.